Hello, today I'm talking about plants. Can't. Oh, hey, there's a bee. Hello. How you doing, little thing? Wait, no. Don't. Uh, holy, holy darkness. Why? Why would lovely insect? No. Please, stop screaming. Stop. No, I can't stop. How I got into carnivorous plant gardening? Well, basically my childhood. But I remember like three things that inspired me. The plants in Jumanji, because that's kind of a scary thing, really. An episode of Mona the Vampire where the villain wanted to mutate Venus flytraps to be massive. But if you've ever watched Mona the Vampire, it's just a girl's imagination. But the weird thing is, like in that show, like this episode, the Venus flytrap literally leaps up and grabs a bug out the air, and that's meant to be like in the real world, and something's wrong with that plant. I'm just gonna say that. And my final inspiration was 1982's Day of the Triffids, the best adaptation of the book I have ever seen. Better than that 1950s film, and better than that 2000 and something miniseries. How they work? Well, they feed on rot. But more precisely, they've evolved in a place where the proteins they need keep on getting washed away because they live in bogs. So their leaves have evolved into traps. There are 4 types of traps. A pitfall trap, which produces nectar along the leaves to attract insects, and the insects fall into the trap. And one of the more malicious things that they've evolved to do is produce nectar before the trap is ready. So bugs like bees and wasps will come back to a pitfall trap, eat the nectar, and one day they will fall into the trap, or a trap, because apparently it will produce the nectar after the trap has rotted away as well. Kind of interesting, really. Then you have flypaper trap, which is just flypaper. Insects land on it and get stuck. Then you have the big boys themselves, snap traps, which, weirdly, Venus flytraps are the only member of this family. There are types of sundew, which are like a hybrid between snap traps and flypaper traps, but they're more flypaper traps because they kind of slowly move over the... They just sort of guard their food, if that makes any sense. The way that snap traps work is a bug touches a hair on the... like one of the hairs on the Venus flytrap. They touch another hair, or the same hair, 3 times within a certain time frame. Chomp. I should also explain bladder traps, because they are kind of like Venus flytraps, but underwater. They don't close, they actually create a vacuum, and when a insect triggers them, they open temporarily before shutting again, thus meaning the insect has just gotten stuck inside them. And as you can see, they're like, due to this sort of vacuum, it's kind of hard to tell where a bladder trap is. Also, they're underwater, So, there's that. What they need. They need rainwater because fluorine in tap water is harmful to them. Although, if it's a choice between a drought and tap water, go with tap water because it's kind of harmful, but not too harmful. They need peat soil because that's the type of soil you get in bogs, and carnivorous plants come from bogs. They also need a place to get a lot of insects, but they can survive a while without them. A surprisingly long time, but you can also put them anywhere, and they might find a lot of bugs. I put a bottle of water in the kitchen once, which is a type of 5-litre tap, and loads of tiny insects were trapped on it. It's kind of scary and funny. They also need a tray of water, like rainwater, because they grow in bogs, and the tray of water helps replicate this boggy condition. Myths. For no unknown reason, there's no myths about carnivorous plants. Like no Indian legend about how this is a spirit of a plant that is very angry or something. No. None. There's just one with about a type of flypaper trap called Roridula. But it's like if you walked into a field of them, there's a chance that you won't walk out because you've been eaten, but I gave this myth the benefit of the doubt because it's like Roridula is a flypaper trap, thus meaning if it has a poisonous bug or venomous bug in it, someone could have been bitten and then fell down dead in the field. So I gave it the benefit of the doubt. Now, there is one myth I hate because it's stupid, and if you believe it, you're an idiot. Now, I want you to repeat after me. They don't cure cancer. This is a scam with laughable reasoning to why it works, and I don't need to tell you why it's not true because it's the literal definition of snake oil. Don't buy this liquid called Carnivora, because all you're getting is a bottle of, well, you should be getting something that tastes like sweet cardboard because that's what Venus flytrap nectar tastes like. Yes, I have actually tasted nectar of carnivorous plants. It's there. Why not? Also, I haven't gotten sick from it, by the way, so it's not. I don't think it's poisonous. But the worst thing about this scam, it's led to people going into the wild and taking carnivorous plants. So now, famous plants like Venus flytraps are now endangered in the wild. Well done. I also want to say that there is a type of carnivorous plant you can use for food. There's a dish called lemang peruk kera, which is a form of cooking rice in a picta plant trap. I have no idea what it tastes like, and I want to try it. Now, before we move on, I want to address the Madagascan man-eating tree. It was first reported by Carl Leach in this lengthy quote, which is completely false, as there's no evidence of its existence. And I just wanted to point out that this is where the image comes from. Carl Leach reporting that there's a man-eating tree in Madagascar. Lying to rag. And finally, farming. because farming carnivorous plants is rather hard in Britain because the climate means that you can't really get them to seed properly. I've only ever achieved it once by accident, and that's because it was a native sundew, and funnily enough, it became kind of a weed in my carnivorous plant garden, and I couldn't bear to kill them, and I even had to rescue a few of them in the garden because somehow they got outside. I have no idea. But there's no point to farming them. You can sell them on the internet. That's one thing. You can support that literal snake oil scam, which you be the worst person taking advantage of others in distress. How dare you? Or you could be like me and want to make lemang peruk kera. Because you're interested and I have a pitcher plant. You don't. I've been John Lively. Thank you for watching.